Good morning, sir. Class 2015020. All present accounted for. Company, order! Order!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem and the invocation.
March on the colors!
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Aaron Kleiman will now deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings upon us this day as we witness Field Medical Training Battalion, Class 2015020, graduate. May this ceremony instill in us an appreciation for these young men and the challenges they have met over the past 3 months. During that time, they have tromped through mud, carried stretchers over obstacles while wearing gas masks, humped for miles with their packs, been subjected to intense academic scrutiny and detailed examinations, and they have waited, and waited. Through it all, your love and that of their friends and families sustained them. We thank you for the loved ones, both those here and those who could not make it today, for their support. Finally, we ask your blessing on these Devil Docs as they receive their shields. May they never fail the Marines you entrust to their care. Let us say, Amen.
Please be seated. I would like to introduce the commanding officer of Field Medical Training Battalion, Captain Dan Cornwell.
Good morning, Field Medical Training Battalion.
Good morning, sir! Hoorah!
I really love this job. This is great. I'm truly the luckiest sailor in the Navy to have the opportunity to be a part of this great organization and the many wonderful things we do and see these fine young men graduate today. Master Chief Lemons, Dr. Cornwell, commanding officers, XOs, CMCs, sergeant majors, moms and dads, friends and neighbors, welcome to the graduation of Field Medical Service Technician Class 2015 TAC 020. We have a great show prepared for you today. Grad Week is always a fun week. Lots of movement, lots of practice, but more importantly, lots of smiles. I was approached by a few of the students this week saying, Captain, my parents are coming and they're very proud and very excited. They will probably stand up and do a shout out. Will that be a problem? I explained that I'm betting there are many proud parents and loved ones attending today. So if we do have any proud parents and loved ones in the audience, this is the time you can stand up and say how proud you are of your young man out there. Anybody? I also understand there may be a cowbell. Did someone bring the cowbell? No? No, okay. I must have misunderstood that one. All right. Well, thank you very much. Before we start our program, I'd like to recognize a milestone for our institution, FMTB-WEST. We are turning 65 years young this year. During the summer of 1950, Field Medical Service School was formally established, and by the fall of 1950, the first class of Fleet Marine Force Corpsmen graduated. They were all headed to Marine Corps units in support of the Korean conflict. However, before the formal school was established, the hospital corpsmen had a very special relationship with the Marine Corps, starting in 1898, when they were assigned to the Marine Corps Expeditionary Battalion, which landed at Guantanamo Bay during the Spanish-American War. Please join me in applauding 65 years of service through education and instruction and 117 years of service between our Marines and hospital corpsmen. Thank you. Also, please join me in a special acknowledgement to the Military Order of the Purple Heart, the Navy League's Tri-City Council, Pacific Marine Credit Union, and Navy Federal Credit Union for their continued support of our students and staff. Thank you. I know many of you have traveled a great distance to join in the celebration and show your support of these brave young men. For the family members, I want to personally thank you for entrusting your loved ones to our care and training. These young men are the best and brightest this country has to offer. They are the next generation of heroes, serving with the greatest fighting force on this planet, the United States Marine Corps. I'm extremely proud of each and every one of them. They have been tested physically, mentally, and emotionally. I understand the challenges these young men have gone through. I, too, along with many in our audience today, are graduates of this fine institution. Of course, I was class of 1976. Things have changed since then, but the goal remains the same: provide the highest quality instruction in order to save the lives of our Marine Corps brothers. The staff that you will meet today are the heart and soul of Field Med School. They are great Americans and true heroes. They are the best of the best, all battle-tested with significant combat experience. They have passed their experiences, their stories, their training to each student through mentorship, guidance, and hands-on training to mold the next generation. Please join me in applauding them for their tireless efforts. Thank you, FMTB staff. Class 2015 TAC 020. Congratulations on completing this step in your career. You are about to enter a brotherhood that has no equal, the 8404 FMF Corpsmen. Continue to learn and train. Use the tools we have provided you. Always remember your core values: honor, courage, commitment. And remember, your life and career has no limits. Go forward and do great things. Thank you.
Our guest speaker for today's graduation is Command Master Chief Robert Lemons of 1st Marine Division. Ladies and gentlemen, Command Master Chief Lemons.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm not a 1976 graduate. I'm a 1988 graduate. I also had the opportunity to come back here and be an instructor at the height of the Iraq War. And this school means a lot to me. And I'm not a great speaker, and I don't enjoy speaking. But this is such an important school, has such an important mission, and these graduates are so important to our future that I have to suck it up. And you'll have to suck it up too. Good morning, and what a beautiful day on Camp Del Mar. For the graduation ceremony of FMST class 2015020, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests, COs, XOs, Command Master Chiefs, Sergeant Majors. I'd like to say Mayor Wood because he's usually here, and if I missed him, maybe he wasn't here today, but thank you for being here. I would also like to thank the family and friends of these graduates for making the trip to celebrate this graduation with us today. A special thank you to all the faithful supporters of this school and its most important mission. I cannot remember a graduation ceremony where the Military Order of the Purple Heart, nor San Diego County Chapter 493 was not here in full force. Thank you for your enduring support of this school and our Fleet Marine Force Corpsmen. First of all, congratulations FMST class 2015020 on a job well done. This is the start of something really big for you. Almost everyone here in attendance who has ever served in uniform understands the significance of this day to these graduates, the Navy, and the United States Marine Corps. We all know the heavy responsibility and the necessity of what this school produces. The families and loved ones of this impressive group of graduates may not have the same understanding of what this accomplishment means to the Corps and our nation. I would like to share with our guests the significance of what your sailor has accomplished. This is just the beginning of a wonderful calling for each of them with service with the Marine Corps. Your sailors graduating today are all hospital corpsmen. They were recruited by the Navy to work alongside medical professionals, providing health care to service members and their families. This care is provided on ships, submarines, clinics, hospitals, and in the field. What do you think the largest rate in the Navy is? Most people would say it's a boatswain's mate, it's somebody who chips paint, somebody has something to do with the Gray Hall ship, but you're wrong. If you think that, you're wrong. It's Navy hospital corpsmen, and there's a reason for that. And this school and the relationship with the Marine Corps is a big part of that reason. Approximately 25,000 corpsmen are present in our Navy today. To put this into perspective, the Navy's Hospital Corps is larger than the 1st Marine Division. All our corpsmen have a regular rotation to sea and shore duty. At shore, they serve in hospitals and clinics. At sea duty, they serve on board naval vessels or with deployable Marine Corps forces. Out of all the places a hospital corpsman can serve at sea, 70% of those jobs belong to the United States Marine Corps. In times of war, this percentage increases, and FMF-trained corpsmen can be pulled from shore duty and attached to Marine Corps units for combat. Since its creation in 1775, the Marine Corps' role has expanded significantly. The Marines have a unique mission, and alone among the branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, shall at any time be liable to duty in forts and garrisons of the United States, on the seacoast, and any other duty on shore as the President, at his direction, shall dictate. In a special capacity, charged with carrying out duties given to them directly by the President of the United States, the Marine Corps serves as an all-purpose, fast response task force capable of quick action in areas requiring emergency intervention. Sounds a lot like our world today, correct? 1st Marine Division has 25,000 Marines, 1,400 sailors. We're in 14 countries right now. We used to have a deployment rotation about every 18 months. Now it's much shorter. We call it dwell time, but our dwell time is shrinking. In short, the Marine Corps is, has been, and will always be America's most ready and first to fight. Our Marine Corps has a rich and proud history earned in places like Bellawood, Guadalcanal, Chosin, Way City, Kafji, Ramadi, and Marja. Our corpsmen have a rich and proud history of service providing life-saving care side by side with the Marines during war and peace. Where the Marine Corps goes, so does the Navy corpsman. I recently attended a 1st Marine Division Association event for Marines who participated in battles from World War II to present. When the Marines found out that I was the Master Chief for the division's corpsmen, I was literally surrounded. And I had a group of veterans pull their pants down, pull their shirts up, show me their stumps, and tell me the stories of how a Navy hospital corpsman saved their life, limb, eyesight, or just got them through combat. These men had an unbreakable bond with their corpsmen and talked about them by name and like they were brothers. On a separate occasion, I had a conversation with the combat decorated Marine turned reporter, Colonel Oliver North. Some of the older people know Colonel Oliver North. You guys will have to read about him in a history book. But we met in Baghdad, where our regimental combat team was pausing during combat operations in Operation Iraqi Freedom 1. He recounted to me the love he had for corpsmen and told stories of how corpsmen had saved his life on 2 separate occasions. Here's the payback. Oliver North, he found every one of my corpsmen, and he gave them his satellite phone and let them call their parents. It's pretty important. He also pulled my team together of corpsmen, and he interviewed them live from Iraq, something they will never forget. Just another example of the bond shared between Marines and Navy corpsmen. I can drone on and on about the closeness shared between these 2 groups, but I'm sure you get it. If you ever want to hear more about a corpsman, just ask a Marine, especially one who has been to combat. They will tell you about their doc. Marines take ownership of their doc, and docs take ownership of their Marines. Okay, now on to you. I'm done talking to your families. FMST class, this is always hard for me, 2015020. The Fleet Marine Force corpsmen that have come before you have paid the price and have earned the Hospital Corps' reputation and credibility with the Marines we serve. It is now your turn. Just like once a Marine, always a Marine, from this day forward, you will forever be a Fleet Marine Force corpsman. This comes with great responsibility and an obligation that you take what the instructors here have taught you and put all your efforts into developing yourself into the best and most ready hospital corpsman possible. You must become the master of your trade in all aspects, You are not alone in this. Thousands of hospital corpsmen, doctors, physician's assistants, and chiefs are standing ready to develop you and make sure you are ready. The current environment is volatile and complex. It is marked by a growing demand for Marine Corps capabilities. During your first tour with the Marines, you can expect to answer the nation's call and deploy. Be fit, be smart, be ready. Your Marines are counting on you, Doc. Thank you. Semper Fidelis.
For today's graduation, we would like to recognize those students who have excelled in several categories during the training cycle. First being the honor graduate, who has displayed hard work and dedication by obtaining the highest grade point average in the company. Next, we have the platoon and company high physical fitness assessment and physical fitness test student. For the physical fitness assessment, also known as the Navy PFA, the student had to perform push-ups, curl-ups, and a 1.5 mile timed run. For the physical fitness test, also known as the Marine Corps PFT, the student had to perform pull-ups, crunches, and a 3 mile timed run. We also have the Motivation Award, given to that one student per platoon, who maintained the highest level of motivation and encouragement to his shipmates during the training cycle. Lastly, we have the Outstanding Leadership Award, given to the sailor who has shown excellence in leading and inspiring his fellow shipmates throughout the training cycle. The honor graduate is H.N. Parker Furnish, who accumulated a high grade point average of 96.8%. The honor graduate is receiving a plaque from Mr. Bill McDonald and Mike Dumbrique, representing the Tri-City Navy League and Navy Federal Credit Union for a job well done. If you look from left to right, we will recognize the platoon and company high PFA, PFT awardees. We ask that you hold your applause until after the awardees have been recognized. From 1st Platoon, HM2 Brady Hack was the company's most physically fit sailor. For the PFA, he scored an outstanding by performing 95 push-ups, 107 curl-ups, and a 1.5 mile run time of 9 minutes and 53 seconds. For the PFT, he scored a 300 for a first class by performing 20 pull-ups, 100 crunches, and a 3 mile timed run of 17 minutes and 10 seconds. From 1st Platoon, we have HN Marcus Harai. From 2nd Platoon, we have HA Andrew Patrick. If you look from left to right again, we will now recognize the platoon motivation awardees. From 1st Platoon, we have HM3 Nathan Freet. From 2nd Platoon, we have HN Sean Youngwelch. The recipient of the Outstanding Leadership Award is HM2 Brady Hack from 1st Platoon. The award will be presented by the Military Order of the Purple Heart, North San Diego County, Chapter 493. The award is being presented by John Doc Mullen. John Doc Mullen was an FMF corpsman that graduated from FMTB in February 1968 and deployed to Vietnam. He served with India Company, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, and was wounded in June 1969. He currently lives in Oceanside with his wife Doris. Ladies and gentlemen, the company honor graduate, high PFA, PFT, motivational and outstanding leadership awardees of class 2015020. Thank you. At this time, the company leadership will now present the commanding officer and the command master chief the legacy plaque. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Chief Tran will relieve the class commander and platoon commanders of their duties. Standing in front of their respective platoons are your graduates' platoon advisors. These fine sailors and Marines have spent the past 8 weeks mentoring and training your graduates. The company chief is Chief Tran, and the platoon advisors for 1st Platoon are HM1 Santi Esteban, HM2 Flores, HM2 Hernandez, Sergeant Pereira, and Sergeant Powers, who is in the color guard. The platoon advisors for 2nd Platoon are HM1 Corpus, HM2 Edwards, who is also in the color guard, HM2 Stewart, who is also in the color guard, Sergeant Sophion, Sergeant Nall, and Corporal Eduardo, who is also in the color guard. Earlier this week, the students of class 2015020 were given the opportunity to vote on who they found to be the most motivating instructor throughout the entire training cycle. The votes are in, and the students would like to recognize Sergeant Pereira as the most motivating instructor. The Command Master Chief Insigne, will hand him the moto badge, and a representative from Pacific Marine Credit Union will present a gift as a token for a job well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the platoon advisors for class 2015020. Thank you. The next portion of our graduation is the shielding ceremony. The shielding ceremony is a time-honored tradition, which concludes the General Duty Corpsman's transition to the Fleet Marine Force Corpsman. For more than 50 years, the title Pharmacist Mate and the Red Geneva Cross had marked corpsmen serving with the Marine Corps Operating Forces. On 2nd April 1948, the Navy changed the title and insignia of the Hospital Corps to the titles known today. Sailors bound for service with the Marine Corps attend training at Field Medical Training Battalion, and upon completion, earn the Navy Enlisted Classification Code 8404, and are presented their medical shield. The shield is metallic and black. It is 1 inch high and 1 inch high. It is adorned with a caduceus, centered. It shall be placed vertically, centered on the point of the left collar. The shield is worn today by hospital corpsmen worldwide serving with the Fleet Marine Forces and is a symbol of their daily service to the Corps and their proud naval history. The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons. The platoon guides have been carrying the guidons for their respective platoons during the training cycle to identify and express unit integrity, motivation, and esprit de corps.
Guys! Oh!
The guidons will now be returned to their platoon advisors.
Forward! March!
Please rise as we retire the colors and remain standing for the play of Anchors Aweigh and the Marine Hymn.
Retire the colors!
Please be seated. Chief Tran will now have the platoon advisors dismiss their platoons, and that will conclude our graduation ceremony. Thank you.
Platoon advisors, dismiss your platoon! Aye, Chief!